morning, campers. I'm just leaving the Neel Gap shelter where I tented. And today, moderately short day, 11.5 miles, going to Neel Gap, where I'll get a ride to the Your Home in the Woods B&B. I'm only getting a B&B tonight because the shelter I thought I wanted to stay at, which is the Blood Mountain Shelter, is not a very nice shelter from what I hear. It's very drafty, it's dark, it's damp, and there are no bear cables or bear boxes. And there's been bear activity there this year. And I do not want to have another bear encounter. So I decided to splurge and just get the B&B for the night to be safe. So today looks like relatively moderate terrain, not too difficult. Going over 4 mountains, at least what count as mountains here in Georgia. I forget what the first one's called. One's called Wildcat, one's called Cow Rock, one's called Leveland, but they're all tiny, a few hundred feet. You know, I don't have more than a 500-foot climb today, I don't think. Should be there between 2 and 3, I'm guessing. That's taking, you know, moderate pace and taking some breaks. So nice view of the sun coming up back there. You can see that? That's where I just walked up from. Trees are losing their leaves, boy. Not a lot of foliage to enjoy anymore. It's all on the ground. Hey, just a quick update. It's an hour into my hike. 2.6 miles the first hour. So, and I wasn't really pushing myself. Poor Mountain is the other mountain I couldn't think of. I just got up the top of that one. These are really just a series of hills, series of hilltops. There's another one called Wolf Laurel Top or something like that. So there's a lot of little, a few hundred feet up, a few hundred feet down, a few hundred feet up, a few hundred feet down. So that's really good, 2.6 miles an hour. If I can do 2.3 miles an hour for 5 hours, then I'm at Neel Gap by 1:30. But I'm not going to push it. I have no need to get there that early. Anytime between 2 and 3 is good. I'll take a little time to go through the Mountain Crossings Outfitter. The trail literally goes right through the building, I believe, or like between 2 of the buildings at the Mountain Crossings Outfitter. Neel Gap, by the way, or Neel's Gap, I should say, is kind of infamous because it's about 30 miles into the trail if you're going north. So if you start at Springer Mountain and you start going north, you hit Neel's Gap at about the 30-mile mark. And that's the place where a lot of people throw in the towel. They say, this is harder than I thought, or I wasn't expecting this, or I don't want to do this for the next 5, 6, 7 months, or whatever. You know, they didn't do their homework. They didn't plan and prepare. You know, the first rule of leave no trace. Plan ahead and prepare. People don't do that, and so they fail. And so it's kind of a famous place because there's a tree full of shoes. You know, people give up, they throw their hiking shoes up in the tree. So there's a tree that's decorated with all these hiking shoes from people who gave up. If you give up after 30 miles, you were never serious about hiking the Appalachian Trail because you just didn't put in the time and effort to research it and prepare and understand what you were getting into and to get the right gear, prepare your body, your mind, and so on. You half-assed it. Sorry, but 30 miles and you give up, you're a schmuck. Sorry, you're a schmuck because you didn't do it right. You're like the person who walks into class on finals day going, I didn't really study. I just thought, you know, I'll take a stab at it, see how I do. So you're the guy who doesn't go to practice, you know, on the sports team, and then you show up the day of the finals, you know, a big meet or a big game. I didn't really go to practice, but I just thought I'd show up and see how I do. Okay, you're a schmuck. Some people are schmucks. What are you going to do? Appalachian Trail is no different. It attracts schmucks. It attracts serious people who are, you know, well prepared and understand exactly what they're doing, what they're getting into. The Mountain Crossings outfitter also does a lot of gear shakedowns because, again, people don't plan and prepare, and they're carrying 50, 60, 70 pounds. It's an obscene amount of weight. And so they'll do a pack shakedown, and then they'll mail home a bunch of their gear, or they'll swap out gear. Mountain Crossings must make a mint selling gear to people who brought the wrong gear. They sell them the right gear, lightweight gear, more appropriate gear, or whatever. That place has got to be like a cash machine. These trees remind me of bonsai trees. Kind of cool. Except they're big. They're kind of shaped like bonsai trees. Kind of cool. So I made it to the top of Level End Mountain, and boy, that sun is out now, you know, and the leaves are off the trees. I still have my pant legs on. I had half a mind to take my pant legs off, but then I thought, well, it's only 1.6 miles to Neel's Gap. It's all downhill, so I'll just suck it up and keep my pant legs on. But boy, I worked up a sweat. That sun is out, and it's not windy anymore. It's warm. It's reminding me of how it was back in April when I started. You know, the trees hadn't filled in yet, and the sun was beating down on me and getting me hot. I didn't think I'd get hot today, but whew, you know, still the temp's only in the 60s, but the sun beating down on me. Thank goodness it's all downhill the rest of the way. And then I'll call for my ride and go get a shower at the B&B. Because I stink. Well, I'm 1 mile from Neel's Gap. All of my climbs are done, all downhill or level from here. And it'll have taken me 6 hours to go 11.5 miles. So not quite a 2 mile an hour pace, but that's because number one, taking my time. Number two, I stopped to talk to a lot of people. There's a surprising number of people coming the other way, and they see me and they're like, you know, oh, where are you coming from? I'll be like, this morning, or, you know, from the beginning. Well, yeah, the beginning. Like, where'd you start? Rockfish Gap. Where's that? Waynesboro, Virginia. Wait a minute, are you doing the whole trail? Yes, I'm doing the whole trail. And then we get into a conversation about that. So, talked to a couple guys from Canada. They were curious about it, and talked to a mother and her son, older son, adult son, sitting on a rock outcropping having lunch. Stopped to talk to them for a while because they were curious about, you know, what it was like. Just passed another couple. I've crossed paths with at least a dozen people today, mostly in pairs. A couple of single people out, several dogs. Said hi to several dogs today. So at least a dozen people. And probably spent a good 20 minutes total, at least, talking, you know, to them, answering a few questions. And everyone's like, oh my God, you're so close. Congratulations. What an achievement. Oh my gosh, you must be so relieved. What are you going to do now? Blah, blah, blah. You know, all these questions. So it's kind of fun. I've noticed that in the last couple hundred miles. Once you get down into the Smokies, right around in the Smokies is where people start to be like, wow, you're getting close. You're 90% done. You're 95% done, whatever. So it's kind of fun. One person even remarked, said, you look pretty clean to have been out here that long. And I say, well, I stop at hostels and take showers and do my laundry. So yeah, I'm fairly clean. I was just at a hostel on Monday, 3 days ago. So anyway, it's just funny. I like talking to people about it. I know people are curious. I'm happy to answer questions. Speaking of which, if you have a question, go ahead and post it. Post it on my YouTube comments. I'm planning on doing a Q&A session after I get back. I'll compile all the questions people have asked and some of the ones I got on the trail, just more common things people ask me. And I'll do a Q&A episode where I just run down all the questions and give you my answers. So that'll be kind of fun. So think of a good question for me and post it in the comments. Well, here I am coming into Neel's Gap and Mountain Crossings Outfitters, the only building on the AT that the trail goes through. It physically goes through the building. So that's kind of neat. So we'll get down here and we'll take you inside and see what's going on inside Mountain Crossings. Here it is. Mountain Crossings. There's the blaze on the wall. And going through the building. Yeah, it's an outdoor passageway, but